bienvenidos una vez más a otro segmento de Sin Filtro. Estamos muy contentos de tenerlos aquí hoy. Y para iniciar vamos a hablar de algo muy importante que se llama tener metas. ¿Qué significa tener metas? ¿Por qué son importantes? Y para esto obviamente está conmigo Kristen and Michelle. How are you guys?
Hi, good. How are you?
Good, good. So like I was saying, we're going to talk about goals. Setting goals is important for everybody. You know, I think that whoever doesn't set a goal, you're kind of just drift to life.
Yep,
Yeah.
living life,
Right?
going with the flow.
Yes. But the most important thing is to put it in God's hands.
I agree. I think everyone's used to hearing, exercise or reading more or praying more, going to church, right? Those are your typical, like, losing weight. But we have to kind of think outside of the picture. And I don't know if you guys would agree with me, but like, setting it in God's hands, like, pray, love, forgive, serve. Those are, at least for me, I know that I forget to think about that. I'm like, oh, I want to lose weight, or, oh, I want to, finish this
Physical. We
book.
do
Like
more like
physical. We
physical
think about
stuff.
appearance stuff, and
Yeah.
I forget that I should be setting this.
And that's
in
something that
God's.
losing weight is something that you get typically the beginning of the
Or
year.
the year.
Yeah.
So here we are, August, September, and I can speak for myself. That would be a goal that I would set every January, every
Yeah.
31st
Yeah.
of December. But it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, it is true. Like we go typically to appearance, things that we want to accomplish. As far as for me, I've been overweight all my life, but. Every December, we're like, oh, I want to lose weight. But what do we do to get to that point? Do we pray
Right.
about it? Like, for me, I don't know if that's something that I can ask. It's
Right.
like, should
Yeah.
I put that in my prayer?
Yeah.
God, please
Yeah.
help me lose weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Help me, give me, the wisdom to do what is correct for my body. Because it is biblical for us
To
to.
be healthy and
Right. So it's like that's something that we can do. I don't know if a lot of people can relate when
Yeah.
we talk about our weight issues or other things. Sometimes you feel like that is not something that we should ask because
Yeah.
maybe it's not important,
Right.
right?
Right. How do we determine that, right,
Yeah.
Crystal? I mean, or like kind of with what piggyback on what she's saying, like discovering our calling, our like mission, our like what our purpose is, right? Like, I mean, I don't know, like how would we do that? Like, how do we set like godly goals, and how do we try to discover why we're here?
For me, my husband, about 2 years ago, he had been praying for his own company, his own business, to obtain his own vehicle for his own business. And we would pray every morning. We wake up at 5 a.m., we have a prayer, we study, and every morning was the same prayer. But he was very persistent, and he never gave up. And whenever you do that, God works in mysterious ways. And
Right.
the timing of God is perfect. Because there were many times where he would want to jump right in and do it. But it wasn't the time that God had for
Yeah.
him. So when that came about, we didn't even see that it was taking place. And now he's in that position where he has his own business,
Yeah.
he has his own vehicle. And it's just amazing how God works when you're persistent in your prayer
Yeah.
life and you trust him and you know that his time is perfect in every sense,
Right.
right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
one of the things is, like you're saying, if you want to set a goal, I would say, put it in God's hands. Pray
Right.
about it daily. If that's something that you really want and you have that conviction of doing,
Yeah.
then pray about it. As far as you, Crystal, you're a student. There's some stuff that you probably want to accomplish this year, correct?
Yeah.
Because what is it that you're studying, or what career are you pursuing?
Education.
Education.
Yeah.
So, because you're in another year of college, there's some goals that you have to meet by the end of this school year, correct?
Yeah. It's very hard. I mean, Michelle sees how
Yeah,
much I stress about
struggle.
school. But I think it's just time. With time, it takes a lot of effort and patience and you just kind of, I don't know. As of now, I'm just going with the flow. I don't really have like I have to do this in order to get to that. Like, it's just like, we're
Your own
taking it a
timeline.
little step by step.
Is that something that you pray about in the morning, like, for, I don't know, you have a test that particular
Yes.
week, or, you have to accomplish certain things, for that month? Is that something that you, as a student, give that to God? Like, is that something that you do
Yes,
constantly?
Definitely. Before every test, I'm like, Lord, please give me the knowledge for this, so I can,
Right.
whatever plan you have for me, it just happens.
And it's just making the right choices, right? Setting that foundation on that would make us good, help us make good decisions based on whether it's education or personal or professional, just things like that. I think we have to set that foundation first, and like Paula said, pray about it, put it in God's hands. That's really what's going to help us, read the Bible. I know that's one of my New Year's resolution always is like, I want to read the Bible. But what am I doing to actually accomplish that besides setting that goal that I never, complete? It's, maybe I need to say, hey, read, chapters 1 through 10 from Genesis. Like, do small goals to reach like the big ultimate goal, right? So I guess that's just something that I'm going to try.
And it is, because, like, I know that's, even in the Bibles, if you open it up in the front, it gives you like a daily chapters that
Yeah.
you can read, and that way you can do the
Yeah.
whole Bible in a year. I've tried it, and I always quit like around this time.
Yeah.
And it's not because I quit. I mean, it's because life gets in the way, and you get drifted. You kind of just, and that's something that, how do you go back into those particular goals, into that? For me, it's to be patient. Be patient with yourself too, because you can be hitting yourself on the head because you did this wrong, or, oh, I didn't study today.
Yeah.
Well, then tomorrow you can study a little bit longer.
Right. Right.
And it's not about being perfect. It's not about doing things, like being hard on yourself. It's always to put everything first on God, and then just be patient and know that He's working on it. And if it's for your good, it's going to happen. And if it's not, it won't. And we
Right.
just have to be, okay with that, because God is in control. So I just want to I just want to tell you guys thank you for tuning with us en otro segmento de Sin Filtro. Estamos muy contentos de que estén aquí hoy, y obviamente poner siempre nuestras metas al cuidado de Dios es lo mejor que podemos hacer. Continuar orando y persistir y ser pacientes. Gracias. Que tengan un fin de semana excelente.